Hi everyone, and welcome to Fluent English Journey. Don't forget to subscribe for daily English tips. Today, we are going to talk about English you can use every day in college. College life is busy. Sometimes it is difficult, but it is also full of great opportunities to practice English in real situations. When you use English well at college, you can communicate better with professors, classmates, and friends. You can also participate more confidently in all parts of campus life. Imagine you walk into a lecture hall. It is important to understand the professor, but it is also important to ask questions in a polite and clear way. If you don't understand something, instead of simply saying, "I don't understand," you can say, "Could you please explain that point in a different way?" This sentence sounds polite and confident. Professors appreciate students who ask respectful questions, and doing this helps you learn more effectively. College life also includes many group projects. When you work with classmates, you will meet different ideas and different work styles. It is important to share your opinions politely. For example, you can say, "I see your perspective, but what if we try this approach? Maybe we could combine our ideas to make the project stronger." These simple sentences help you express your thoughts without sounding rude. They help your group work smoothly and make your project more successful. English at college is not only for classes. You can also practice it during casual conversations with friends or classmates. Small everyday talks in the library, cafeteria, or student lounge are excellent ways to improve your fluency. You can ask questions like, "Have you started the reading for next week's lecture? I found an interesting article related to today's topic. Would you like me to share it with you?" These sentences are easy to use and help you become more comfortable speaking English. They also help you make new friends and feel more connected to campus life. Another important part of college English is listening carefully and understanding instructions. Professors or classmates may speak quickly or use new vocabulary. The best way to keep up is to listen actively, take notes, and ask polite questions when needed. Useful phrases include, "Could you repeat that, please? I'm not sure I understand this part. Could you explain it again?" Using these phrases shows that you are paying attention and that you want to improve. English is everywhere on campus, not just inside the classroom. When you walk across campus, wait for the bus, or visit the library, you can notice how people greet each other and start conversations. Phrases like, "Hi, how's it going? What class do you have next?" These small expressions help you speak more naturally. Listening to how others talk also helps improve your pronunciation, fluency, and confidence. Practicing polite, clear, and simple English in all these situations helps you develop strong communication habits. Slowly, you become more comfortable speaking English. Your sentences sound more natural, and you feel confident talking to anyone on campus. Remember that every small conversation is an opportunity to improve. College life also requires good email writing skills. Writing clear and polite emails is very important. Your tone should be professional but friendly. For example, if you miss a lecture, you can write, "Dear Professor Smith, I hope you are doing well. I could not attend the lecture yesterday because of an unexpected appointment. Could you please advise me on how I can catch up on the material?" This type of email is polite, clear, and respectful. When writing to classmates, your tone can be more casual but still polite. For example, "Hi Alex, I'm happy to share my notes from yesterday's lecture. Let me know if you have any questions or if you want to discuss the topic more." Practicing emails like this helps you build a confident academic writing style. Over time, you will feel comfortable writing to professors, classmates, and other staff members. Another important part of college English is speaking during discussions, seminars, and study groups. These activities help you share ideas, respond to others, and ask meaningful questions. Instead of only agreeing or disagreeing, you can say, "I appreciate your argument, and I would like to add another perspective." That's an interesting point. I wonder if we could also consider another approach. These sentences help you join the discussion politely and thoughtfully. They show respect for other opinions while still allowing you to share your own ideas. Staying respectful is very important because good communication helps create a positive learning environment. Discussion skills are very important in college because respectful communication is always valued. When you use polite and clear phrases, you can participate actively and confidently in group discussions. This helps you share your ideas and listen to others in a positive way. College life also involves managing your time, meeting deadlines, and keeping track of assignments. Good English helps you understand instructions from professors and reminders about important dates. For example, if a professor sends an email about an assignment, you might reply with, "Thank you for the information. I will make sure to submit the assignment on time." Even short emails like this show responsibility and professionalism. Practicing these small interactions helps your communication become smoother and builds confidence in academic settings. Many college tasks also require you to ask questions or request clarification. If you don't understand part of a reading assignment, you could ask a classmate, "Could you help me understand this part? I'm not sure I get it." Simple sentences like this are extremely helpful. They show that you are engaged and willing to learn, and they also help you build stronger relationships with classmates. Using clear, polite, and simple English in emails, discussions, and daily interactions is the key to success in college. Every time you speak or write thoughtfully, your English improves. Soon, sending emails, participating in seminars, and asking questions will feel natural and easy. College gives you many opportunities to practice English every single day, and by using them, you can feel more confident and prepared in all academic and social situations. College life also comes with many responsibilities. Everyday English includes the words and expressions you need to handle them well. For example, if you need to remind a group member about a meeting, instead of writing a short message like, "Don't forget," you could say, "Just a reminder that our group meeting is scheduled for tomorrow at 3 p.m. Please let me know if you need to change the time." This sentence is polite, professional, and organized. It shows that you respect your team and value their time. When planning study work with classmates, you can also use polite and clear sentences such as, "I think it would be helpful if we divide the research tasks so each of us focuses on a different section. What do you think?" This encourages teamwork and shows that you care about the group's success. Using this type of English is especially helpful for advanced learners who want to communicate clearly and professionally. Even short interactions before or after lectures are chances to practice English. For example, if you see a classmate struggling with a topic, you might say, "I noticed that the lecture covered a lot of material today. Would you like to review it together after class?" This is more thoughtful than simply asking, "Do you understand this?" It shows kindness, initiative, and natural English use. Small gestures like this help build friendships and trust. When working on shared assignments or projects, you can use polite and clear sentences to organize the work. For example, "I think we can organize our research by dividing the sections based on our strengths. I can handle the introduction and methodology. Maybe you could take the analysis part. Does that sound fair to you?" These sentences are simple and professional. They help you communicate clearly while respecting your teammates. Using language like this builds cooperation, improves teamwork, and helps the group solve problems effectively. Advanced college English often means combining clarity, politeness, and a natural rhythm in your sentences. Your writing and speaking should be easy to understand, friendly, and smooth. When you practice these kinds of sentences regularly, your English becomes more flexible and professional. You start thinking in English instead of translating from your native language. Another important skill is asking for help or giving suggestions politely. For example, if someone asks for your advice on an assignment, instead of giving a quick answer, you might say, I think it might help to start with the introduction and make an outline first. Then we can review the analysis together. Do you want to try that approach? This shows respect, teamwork, and a helpful attitude. It's also a good chance to practice useful phrases like, I think it might help, or do you want to try that approach? Over time, these expressions will become natural for you. Even casual conversations around campus offer opportunities to learn. If you see a classmate before a lecture, you could say, "Hi, how are you today? Did you understand the last lecture?" This is friendly, polite, and helps you practice both speaking and listening. The more you use these everyday phrases, the easier it becomes to join group discussions, study sessions, and social activities without hesitation. By practicing polite, clear, and thoughtful English every day, you develop advanced communication skills that support your success in all areas of college life. Whether you are sending emails, talking to classmates, or working on projects, using professional and natural English casual places on campus, like the cafeteria, student lounge, or other common areas, are great spots to practice English in a relaxed and friendly way. These spaces help you speak naturally while still sounding confident and polite. For example, if you want to join a group conversation, you can say, "Hey, do you mind if I join your discussion? I'm really interested in this topic." This sentence is polite, confident, and sounds very natural. It shows that you want to participate without interrupting or being pushy. When responding to someone's opinion, try to say more than just short replies like, "Yeah, I agree." Instead, you can expand your answer. "I see your point, and I think it complements what I was thinking." Maybe we can combine both ideas to make a stronger argument. Using sentences like this helps keep the conversation going, shows that you are listening carefully, and improves your clarity over time. These kinds of responses build your confidence and help your English sound more natural in social situations. Casual topics on campus, such as upcoming events, student clubs, or interesting news, are also great for practicing fluent English. For example, you might say, "Did you hear about the seminar on environmental sustainability next week? I'm planning to attend because it seems really interesting. Are you going?" This sentence shows curiosity, fluency, and engagement. It is friendly, easy to understand, and helps you connect with others. Talking to professors usually requires a more formal and advanced level of English. Your sentences should sound respectful, polite, and professional. For example, instead of saying, "I don't get this part," you could say, "Professor, I found today's lecture fascinating, but I'm not entirely clear on the methodology section. Could you explain it further or suggest additional resources?" This sentence is polite, detailed, and shows that you truly want to understand. It expresses confidence while still respecting the professor's knowledge. If you need to request an extension or ask about a deadline, you can write something like, "Dear Professor, I hope you are doing well. I have a question about the assignment deadline. Would it be possible to extend it by one day? I want to make sure my work meets your expectations." Using phrases like, "I hope you are doing well," and "would it be possible," shows professionalism and thoughtfulness. These are simple but powerful expressions that leave a positive impression. Everyday English on campus, whether casual or formal, helps you build strong communication skills. Small interactions, joining a conversation, responding thoughtfully, or asking professors questions give you many opportunities to practice polite, clear, and confident English. Over time, these repeated experiences improve your fluency and help you think more naturally in English. Remember, even short conversations matter. Asking about a seminar, discussing class topics, or clarifying something during a lecture all give you real practice. Each time you use these phrases, your confidence grows. Your English becomes more natural, and you learn to express your ideas clearly, politely, and professionally in every situation on campus. When writing to a professor, it's important to be respectful and professional while still sounding warm and approachable. For example, instead of sending a short message, you could write, "Dear Professor Johnson, I hope you are well. I am reaching out regarding the assignment deadline because I encountered unexpected circumstances. Could we possibly arrange an extension, or would you recommend an alternative solution?" Practicing sentences like this helps you stay confident and communicate clearly in academic settings. Using professional English is an important part of college life, especially at higher levels. Group projects are another situation where strong communication skills are essential. The way you speak can affect how successful the project becomes. Instead of giving short, direct instructions like, "Dear part," you can say something more thoughtful. "I think it would be most efficient if each of us focused on a specific section based on our strengths. For example, you have great analytical skills, so maybe you could handle the data analysis, while I work on the introduction and conclusion. What do you think?" This sentence shows respect, clarity, and teamwork. It encourages discussion and makes collaboration smoother and more productive. Sometimes disagreements or conflicts happen during group work. In these moments, it's important to use calm, neutral, and solution-focused language. For instance, you could say, "I understand that we have different approaches, and I value your perspective. Could we find a compromise that includes both of our ideas?" This type of sentence helps you solve problems in a polite, respectful, and productive way. It keeps the conversation positive and focused on teamwork instead of conflict. SH helps make college life smoother, more enjoyable, and more productive. Casual places on campus, like the cafeteria, student lounge, or other common areas, are great spots to practice English in a relaxed and friendly way. These spaces help you speak naturally while still sounding confident and polite. For example, if you want to join a group conversation, you can say, "Hey, do you mind if I join your discussion? I'm really interested in this topic." This sentence is polite, confident, and sounds very natural. It shows that you want to participate without interrupting or being pushy. When responding to someone's opinion, try to say more than just short replies like, "Yeah, I agree." Instead, you can expand your answer. "I see your point, and I think it complements what I was thinking. Maybe we can combine both ideas to make a stronger argument." Using sentences like this helps keep the conversation going, shows that you are listening carefully, and improves your clarity over time. These kinds of responses build your confidence and help your English sound more natural in social situations. Casual topics on campus, such as upcoming events, student clubs, or interesting news, are also great for practicing fluent English. For example, you might say, "Did you hear about the seminar on environmental sustainability next week? I'm planning to attend because it seems really interesting. Are you going?" This sentence shows curiosity, fluency, and engagement. It is friendly, easy to understand, and helps you connect with others. Talking to professors usually requires a more formal and advanced level of English. Your sentences should sound respectful, polite, and professional. For example, instead of saying, "I don't get this part," you could say, "Professor, I found today's lecture fascinating, but I'm not entirely clear on the methodology section. Could you explain it further or suggest additional resources?" This sentence is polite, detailed, and shows that you truly want to understand. It expresses confidence while still respecting the professor's knowledge. If you need to request an extension or ask about a deadline, you can write something like, "Dear Professor, I hope you are doing well. I have a question about the assignment deadline. Would it be possible to extend it by one day? I want to make sure my work meets your expectations." Using phrases like, "I hope you are doing well," and "would it be possible," shows professionalism and thoughtfulness. These are simple but powerful expressions that leave a positive impression. Everyday English on campus, whether casual or formal, helps you build strong communication skills. Small interactions, joining a conversation, responding thoughtfully, or asking professors questions give you many opportunities to practice polite, clear, and confident English. Over time, these repeated experiences improve your fluency and help you think more naturally in English. Remember, even short conversations matter. Asking about a seminar, discussing class topics, or clarifying something during a lecture all give you real practice. Each time you use these phrases, your confidence grows. Your English becomes more natural, and you learn to express your ideas clearly, politely, and professionally in every situation on campus. When writing to a professor, it's important to be respectful and professional while still sounding warm and approachable. For example, instead of sending a short message, you could write, "Dear Professor Johnson, I hope you are well. I am reaching out regarding the assignment deadline because I encountered unexpected circumstances. Could we possibly arrange an extension, or would you recommend an alternative solution?" Practicing sentences like this helps you stay confident and communicate clearly in academic settings. Using professional English is an important part of college life, especially at higher levels. Group projects are another situation where strong communication skills are essential. The way you speak can affect how successful the project becomes. Instead of giving short, direct instructions like, "Dear part," you can say something more thoughtful. "I think it would be most efficient if each of us focused on a specific section based on our strengths. For example, you have great analytical skills, so maybe you could handle the data analysis, while I work on the introduction and conclusion. What do you think?" This sentence shows respect, clarity, and teamwork. It encourages discussion and makes collaboration smoother and more productive. Sometimes disagreements or conflicts happen during group work. In these moments, it's important to use calm, neutral, and solution-focused language. For instance, you could say, "I understand that we have different approaches, and I value your perspective. Could we find a compromise that includes both of our ideas?" This type of sentence helps you solve problems in a polite, respectful, and productive way. It keeps the conversation positive and focused on teamwork instead of conflict. When you are in college, you use English in many different situations. You talk to classmates, work on group projects, send emails, join seminars, and give presentations. Because of this, it is important to use English that is clear, polite, and confident. Good English helps you build strong relationships, avoid misunderstandings, and show that you can communicate well even in difficult situations. For example, when you are discussing something serious or when a group project becomes stressful, you need to express your thoughts calmly and respectfully. Instead of sounding rude or emotional, you can use soft and professional language. This helps you stay friendly and cooperative while still explaining your ideas clearly. It also shows that you can handle problems without becoming confrontational. College life also requires you to give presentations and speak during seminars. In these situations, simple sentences are not always enough. You need to use language that sounds confident and organized. For example, instead of saying, "I will talk about climate change," you can say, "Today, I would like to explore the impact of climate change on urban environments, focusing on the challenges we face and potential solutions." A sentence like this sounds more thoughtful and professional. It shows your audience that you prepared your topic and that you know exactly what you want to talk about. This makes people pay more attention during your presentation. Asking questions during presentations is also helpful. You can say, "Does anyone have thoughts or examples they would like to share?" Or, "I am interested to hear your perspective on this issue." These questions show confidence and invite your audience to participate. They make your presentation more interactive and engaging. Emails are another important part of college life. You will email professors, classmates, and different student groups. Writing clearly and politely is very important. For example, when asking a professor for help, you might write, "Dear Professor Lee, I hope you're doing well. I am researching renewable energy policies for our upcoming project and would really appreciate any recommendations for useful resources or reading materials. Your guidance would be very helpful. This email is polite, professional, and easy to understand. When writing to classmates, you can use friendly but still clear language. For example, "Hi Maria, I reviewed the draft you sent and I think it looks great. I made a few comments for clarity and added some references that might help. Let me know if we should discuss these points further." Messages like these are well-structured and easy for the reader to follow. This is the kind of English that shows professionalism and teamwork. Another important skill is participating in classroom discussions or debates. Advanced English does not mean using very difficult words. It means expressing your ideas clearly and responding respectfully to others. Instead of saying, "I think that's wrong," you can say, "I understand your point, and I would like to add another perspective that might help us see the issue differently." This shows that you are listening, thinking, and contributing politely. You can also ask questions to explore ideas further, such as, "Have you considered this approach?" or "Could we look at it from another angle?" These kinds of sentences encourage deeper discussion and help you communicate like a thoughtful, confident student. By practicing these types of sentences every day during presentations, emails, group work, and discussions, you gradually build strong and natural English skills for college. Over time, speaking and writing will feel easier. You will be able to express your ideas more clearly, participate in class with confidence, and interact with others respectfully. These communication skills not only help you succeed in college, but also prepare you for professional life after graduation. In college, it is important to express your ideas politely and clearly, even when you have a different opinion from someone else. Instead of saying, "I disagree," you can use more thoughtful language, such as, "I would like to offer a slightly different perspective based on the research I read. Perhaps we could also consider this approach." This kind of sentence is respectful and shows that you are thinking critically. It also keeps the discussion calm and productive. When you agree with someone but want to add more information, you can say, "I completely agree with your main idea, and I think it could be strengthened by adding some recent data from a study I found. What do you think about including this?" Sentences like these show maturity, good communication skills, and strong academic thinking, all qualities that are highly valued in college. College life also includes formal or semi-formal conversations in places like libraries, administrative offices, and student service centers. Clear and polite English helps you get the information you need quickly. For example, if you are searching for academic materials, you might say, "Hello, I am looking for materials on cognitive psychology, especially recent studies on memory retention. Could you guide me to the most relevant databases or journals?" This sentence is professional, direct, and easy to understand. Similarly, when dealing with course registration or other administrative tasks, you can say, "Good afternoon. I am selecting my courses for the upcoming semester and wanted to confirm if there are any prerequisites I should know before registering. Could you help me with this?" Using this kind of language makes communication smoother and ensures that you receive accurate guidance. Another important part of college life is networking. You meet classmates, professors, and professionals during workshops, career fairs, and academic events. To introduce yourself effectively, you can use a polite and clear introduction. For example, "Hi, I'm Alex. I'm studying environmental science, and I'm very interested in your research on sustainable energy. Could you share more about your work?" This shows respect, curiosity, and confidence. When exchanging ideas with others, you can use sentences such as, "That's a very interesting point. I noticed something similar in my research. Would you like to discuss this further?" This encourages conversation, shows active listening, and helps you build strong academic and professional relationships. At conferences or workshops, introductions can be more detailed. Instead of simply saying, "Hi, nice to meet you," you can say, "Hello, my name is Alex, and I'm currently studying international relations. I'm very interested in your work on sustainable development and would love to hear more about your experience and any advice you might have for students with similar goals." This type of introduction is polite, structured, and shows genuine interest. During group activities or discussions, you can use complete and thoughtful sentences such as, "I really enjoyed your perspective on urban planning strategies. Could you explain how you approach stakeholder engagement in your projects? I'm exploring similar methods in my research." This keeps the conversation productive and helps everyone share ideas more effectively. College English also involves dealing with unexpected situations calmly. These might include sudden schedule changes, technical problems, or misunderstandings during group work. In these moments, polite and clear English is extremely helpful. For example, if a group member arrives late, instead of saying, "You're late," you can say, "I understand that you have other commitments, but our meeting started at 2 p.m. and we've already covered some important points. Could you please join us now so we can discuss your part?" This sentence is firm but also polite and respectful. If there is a technical issue during a presentation, you can say, "It seems that the projector is not working correctly. While we try to fix it, I will give a brief verbal overview of the main points so we can continue without much delay." This shows professionalism and the ability to stay calm under pressure. Handling unexpected situations with polite and clear language helps you maintain good relationships, solve problems smoothly, and show leadership. Over time, as you practice these types of sentences in discussions, networking events, and daily interactions, your English becomes more natural, confident, and effective. These communication skills will support you throughout your college life and prepare you for your future career. Handling situations confidently is an important part of college life, and using clear English helps you show strong communication skills. When unexpected questions or problems come up during group work, polite language can make a big difference. For example, if someone misunderstands a task, you can say, "I think there might be some confusion about the instructions. Let's review them together so that everyone is on the same page." Would that work for you? This sentence is respectful, calm, and focused on solving the problem. It helps the group stay organized and reduces stress for everyone. When you use this kind of language regularly, you become more confident in handling difficult or sudden situations. Clear, polite, and well-structured sentences show that you are professional, responsible, and cooperative. Whether you are introducing yourself, explaining research, joining discussions, or resolving a misunderstanding, the English you choose shapes how people see you. Practicing these phrases helps you develop natural and advanced everyday English that works in both academic and casual college environments. It also helps you build strong relationships with classmates, professors, and professionals. Meeting new people is another common part of college life, especially at conferences, events, or workshops. A clear and polite introduction can make a positive impression. Instead of just saying, "Hi, nice to meet you," you can expand your introduction like this. "Hello, my name is Alex, and I am currently studying international relations. I am very interested in your work on sustainable development and would love to hear more about your experience and any advice you might have for students pursuing similar goals." This introduction is friendly, respectful, and shows genuine interest. It encourages a meaningful conversation rather than a short, shallow exchange. The same approach works during group workshops or class discussions. You might say, "I really enjoyed your perspective on urban planning strategies. I was wondering if you could explain how you approach stakeholder engagement in your projects, because I am exploring similar methods in my research." This type of sentence is clear, polite, and encourages deeper discussion. Using complete sentences like this also helps you practice advanced English in a natural and confident way. College also brings many unexpected situations, last-minute schedule changes, technical problems during presentations, or misunderstandings in group assignments. In these moments, calm and polite English helps you respond effectively. For example, if a group member arrives late, instead of saying something rude like, "You're late," you can say, "I understand that you have other commitments, but our meeting started at 2 p.m. and we have already covered some key points. Could you please join us as soon as possible so we can discuss your part?" This sounds professional and respectful while still communicating urgency. If a technical issue happens during a presentation, you can say, "It seems that the projector is not working correctly. While we resolve this issue, I will provide a brief verbal overview so we can continue without much delay." This shows leadership, confidence, and the ability to stay calm under pressure. Using clear English is also important when responding to confusion in group work. If someone misinterprets the instructions, you can gently correct the situation by saying, "I think there might be some confusion about the instructions. Let's review them together so that everyone understands the task clearly." Would that work for you? This keeps the discussion positive and ensures that everyone stays focused. Practicing these types of responses builds confidence and helps you handle stressful or unexpected moments smoothly. Each conversation, whether planned or sudden, is an opportunity to improve your fluency, show respect, and communicate effectively. Clear and complete sentences are especially important when discussing complex academic topics with classmates. For example, you can say, "I found the theoretical framework in this article quite complex. Could we go over it together and break it down into smaller parts so we can fully understand the methodology?" Sentences like this help you communicate clearly and encourage teamwork and shared understanding. Using polite and clear sentences is very important in college because it helps you communicate respectfully and work well with others. When you use sentences that are organized and calm, you make teamwork easier and make sure everyone understands what you mean. This kind of communication shows professionalism, respect, and confidence. English is also essential when giving presentations in class. Whether the presentation is formal or informal, it is helpful to organize your ideas in a simple, clear way. Instead of starting with a short sentence like, "Today I will talk about climate change," you can use a more complete introduction such as, "In this presentation, I will examine the impact of climate change on coastal communities, focusing on the environmental consequences and the possible strategies we can use to adapt." I hope this presentation encourages thoughtful discussion. This introduction is easy to understand, professional, and shows that you are prepared. When someone in the audience asks a question, it is important to respond politely and clearly. You might say, "Thank you for your question." The research shows that rising sea levels affect local economies in different ways, such as property damage, a decrease in tourism, and changes in population patterns. I would be happy to explain each point in more detail if you're interested. This type of answer is complete, confident, and shows that you understand the topic well. College also requires teamwork, and disagreements can happen in group projects. Using polite language can help solve these conflicts. For example, when group members have different ideas, you can say, "I understand that we have different viewpoints. Could we discuss each approach and try to combine the best parts of both ideas?" This kind of sentence is respectful and encourages cooperation. It helps the group stay calm and work together instead of arguing. Clear communication is also important when dividing tasks in a group project. Instead of giving short or unclear instructions, you can say, "I think it would be most effective if each of us focuses on the part we are strongest in." You have strong analytical skills, so maybe you could work on the data analysis, while I can take care of the introduction and conclusion. Does that sound okay to you? This sentence is polite, organized, and makes it easy for everyone to understand their role. Using complete and polite sentences like these in presentations, discussions, and group work helps you sound more confident and improves your English skills. Whether you are explaining a difficult topic, answering a question, or solving a problem, clear communication makes everything smoother. These skills are valuable in college and in everyday interactions on campus. When working on group presentations, it is important to show respect and look for solutions that satisfy everyone. For example, you might say, "I appreciate both of your ideas about how to structure the presentation. Maybe we can combine elements from each approach to create something that works well for everyone. Would you like to discuss how we can do that?" This type of sentence shows respect, teamwork, and problem-solving skills. Sometimes misunderstandings happen, and it is helpful to correct them politely. You could say, "I think there may have been a miscommunication about the assignment deadline. To make sure we are all on the same page, could we review the schedule together and confirm the next steps?" This sentence is polite, clear, and professional. It helps avoid confusion and shows advanced English ability. English is also important in extracurricular activities such as clubs, societies, and student organizations. These groups give you chances to communicate in both formal and casual ways. For example, during a club introduction, you can say, "Hello everyone. My name is Alex and I am studying computer science. I joined this club because I want to develop my leadership skills and take part in community projects. I'm looking forward to learning from all of you and sharing my ideas as well." This introduction is complete, confident, and welcoming. It leaves a strong first impression. When planning events or working in a committee, polite and organized language helps the group run smoothly. You might say, "I suggest we divide the responsibilities for the upcoming workshop into 3 areas: logistics, promotion, and content development. I can take responsibility for promotion and coordinate with the media team. Does anyone have other suggestions or preferences?" This kind of sentence is structured, respectful, and encourages everyone to participate. By practicing clear, polite, and well-organized sentences every day in presentations, group projects, club meetings, and campus conversations, you will gradually become more confident in English. These communication skills help you succeed academically, build strong relationships, and express your ideas naturally in any situation. Using clear, polite, and complete sentences is very important for advanced English speakers. These kinds of sentences help you communicate smoothly, build good relationships, and show that you can express your ideas in a respectful way. Whether you are working on a group project, joining a club, or talking to classmates, using proper sentences helps you succeed in both academic life and everyday conversations. It also shows that you are confident and able to communicate well in different situations. When misunderstandings happen, polite and complete sentences make it easier to fix the problem. For example, you might say, "I think there may have been a misunderstanding about the deadline. Could we review the schedule together so we are all on the same page?" This type of sentence is clear and respectful. It helps everyone understand the situation without creating tension. These communication skills are very useful in college, especially when working with different people. Advanced English is also important when interacting with international students. Modern campuses include people from many cultures, and speaking clearly with them requires patience, kindness, and understanding. For example, when meeting someone new, you could say, "Hello, my name is Alex, and I am studying economics. I noticed you are also part of the International Orientation Program. I would love to hear about your experience so far." This kind of sentence is polite and inviting, and it encourages friendly conversation. It also helps you build connections and learn from others. During academic discussions, especially with classmates from different backgrounds, you can use advanced English to show cooperation. For example, you could say, Some of the concepts in this lecture may be difficult for many of us. Maybe we can form a small study group and help each other understand the material. This shows empathy, teamwork, and good language skills. With the rise of online classes, using clear English in digital communication is becoming even more important. When posting in online forums, instead of writing a short message, you can write something complete, such as, "I found the reading on behavioral economics very interesting. I want to discuss how decision-making biases affect real-life financial choices, and I would love to hear your examples as well." This type of sentence encourages discussion and shows that you understand the topic deeply. Good communication is also important in online group work. When assigning tasks through email or a shared document, you could say, "I suggest we divide the research based on our strengths. I can work on the introduction and methodology, and maybe you can handle the analysis. Please let me know if this works for you." This sentence is polite and clear, and it helps the group work together more effectively. Everyday English is also needed to stay organized in online learning. For example, when sharing progress with your team, you might write, "Hi team, I have finished the draft for our section on environmental policy. I would appreciate your feedback before we submit it. Please let me know if anything needs improvement." This shows professionalism and respect for your teammates. Managing deadlines is another important part of college life, and advanced English helps you communicate with professors politely. Instead of simply asking for more time, you can write a complete message like, "Dear Professor Smith, I hope you are doing well. I am facing some unexpected difficulties that are affecting my ability to finish the assignment on time. I would be very grateful if you could let me know whether it is possible to request an extension." This message is polite, professional, and easy to understand. In all these situations, group work, online classes, academic discussions, student organizations, or meeting international students, clear and complete English sentences help you communicate confidently. They make your intentions easy to understand and help avoid confusion. Over time, using complete and polite sentences helps you develop strong communication habits that will support your academic success and make your college life smoother and more enjoyable. Using clear, polite, and complete sentences is very important in college, especially for students who want to speak advanced English. When you communicate in a complete and organized way, you show responsibility, confidence, and professionalism. These skills help you succeed in many situations, during group work, class discussions, online meetings, and even social activities on campus. For example, when working in a group, it is better to use full sentences that show leadership and organization. Instead of giving short instructions, you might say, "I suggest we schedule a meeting tomorrow to review our progress and make sure all sections are complete and consistent. Please let me know if this time works for everyone." This is polite, clear, and shows teamwork. It helps everyone stay organized and understand what is expected. Asking questions in class is another situation where advanced English is important. Instead of using short questions or saying only one or two words, it is better to ask complete questions that show you are thinking carefully. For instance, you could say, "Professor, I found the explanation of quantum computing very interesting, but I am having difficulty understanding how superposition works in real-life problem solving. Could you please explain it again or give a practical example?" This shows that you are engaged, curious, and respectful. During class discussions, using full sentences helps you express your ideas more clearly. Instead of only saying, "I agree" or "I disagree," you can expand your opinion. For example, you might say, "I agree with the earlier point about renewable energy incentives, and I think it would also help to include perspectives from local communities to make the policies more effective. What do you think?" This sounds confident, fluent, and thoughtful. Advanced English is also helpful outside the classroom. You may need it when inviting classmates to events or workshops. For example, you could say, "Hi everyone, there is a workshop next week about artificial intelligence in healthcare. I think it will be very helpful for our research. I plan to attend, and I would be happy if some of you could join me so we can discuss what we learn afterward." This is friendly, polite, and encourages teamwork. When organizing group activities, complete sentences make the plans clear for everyone. You might say, "I suggest we create a detailed plan for our upcoming cultural event, including responsibilities and deadlines. I can contact the venue, and it would be great if someone else could manage promotions." What does everyone think? This shows leadership, respect, and good communication. Everyday English in college isn't only about talking, it also helps you manage projects, solve problems, and work with others effectively. Using polite and precise sentences shows that you care about clarity and teamwork. This is especially important during disagreements. For example, you could say, "I understand that we have different ideas about how to complete this project. Maybe we can combine the strongest parts of both approaches. Would you like to discuss how we can do that?" This keeps the conversation calm and respectful while guiding the group toward a solution. Writing is another area where advanced English is essential. When writing research papers or assignments, complete sentences and clear explanations show strong academic skills. For example, in a paper about behavioral economics, you might write, "Behavioral economics shows that people often make decisions influenced by cognitive biases, which can result in poor financial outcomes." Understanding these biases is necessary for creating strategies that improve decision-making and support economic efficiency. This is formal, clear, and appropriate for academic writing. Advanced English is also helpful when giving feedback to classmates. Instead of writing something short like, "Good job," you can write something more helpful, such as, "I reviewed your draft and found your arguments strong and well organized. I suggest adding more recent references, especially in the sections about renewable energy policies, to strengthen your evidence. Let me know if you would like help finding sources." This is polite, detailed, and supportive. In summary, advanced English helps you in many college situations, asking questions in class, participating in discussions, organizing events, working on group projects, writing assignments, giving helpful feedback. Using complete, polite, and clear sentences builds your confidence and helps you communicate with classmates and professors in a respectful and professional way. By practicing these skills regularly, you will handle almost any college situation with clarity and ease. Using advanced English is an important skill for college students, especially when working in study groups, participating in research projects, or organizing tasks with classmates. When you use complete, polite, and clear sentences, you show that you can communicate effectively at a high level. This is expected in college because it helps everyone stay organized, understand instructions, and work together more easily. For example, when dividing work in a group project, short commands can sound unclear or unfriendly. Instead of saying something very brief like, "You do the statistics," "You do the literature," it is better to use a full and polite sentence. You might say, "I propose that we divide the research topics according to our strengths. I will focus on the statistical analysis, and it would be helpful if you could handle the literature review. After we finish our sections, we can meet to combine everything into one clear and complete report." This style of communication is respectful, organized, and professional. It shows planning skills and teamwork, which are very important in college. Using complete sentences also shows respect for other people's time and effort. When everyone communicates clearly, group work becomes more productive. Ideas are shared more easily, responsibilities are clear, and problems are solved faster. Whether you are planning an event, working on a research paper, or preparing a presentation, Strong English skills help you express your ideas in a way that everyone can understand. During study groups or collaborative research, polite sentences help maintain cooperation. For example, in a group study session, instead of saying, "Let's start," you could say, "I suggest we begin by reviewing the key concepts from last week's lecture so we all have the same understanding before we move on to new material." This makes the study session more organized and helps everyone participate meaningfully. Advanced English is also important when resolving disagreements. Instead of simply saying, "I don't agree," which might sound too direct, you can use a more respectful and diplomatic sentence such as, "I understand that we have different opinions about the project. I value both perspectives, and I suggest we try to find a compromise that includes elements from each idea. Would you be open to discussing this further?" This kind of sentence avoids conflict, shows respect, and encourages cooperation. It also demonstrates strong communication skills. College students also use advanced English when interacting with librarians and searching for academic resources. When asking for help, it is best to use polite and complete sentences. For example, you might say, "Hello, I am currently researching contemporary literature on climate policy, and I am looking for peer-reviewed journal articles and books that include both theory and practical examples. Could you guide me to the most relevant resources?" This sentence is professional, clear, and shows that you are serious about your research. When asking classmates for help, polite sentences help maintain good relationships. Instead of saying something short like, "Share your sources," you could say, "I noticed you have already found several articles on our research topic. Would you mind sharing the titles or the databases you use so I can access the same materials?" This shows respect and encourages cooperation. Even simple study sessions can benefit from complete English. For example, instead of saying, "Start reading," you can say, "Shall we begin by reviewing the main ideas from the reading assignment so all of us are on the same page?" This keeps the group organized and shows leadership. Overall, advanced English is essential in many situations throughout college life. It helps you organize group tasks clearly, write assignments and research papers professionally, provide helpful and constructive feedback, participate effectively in study groups, communicate politely with librarians and professors, resolve disagreements respectfully, work confidently in collaborative projects. Using polite, clear, and complete sentences makes your communication professional and easy to understand. Practicing these skills regularly will help you succeed academically and socially. It will also build your confidence in using English at a high level, preparing you for future studies, internships, and professional environments. Using clear and complete English sentences is very important in college, especially when you study or work with other people. Instead of using short phrases like, "Let's start," it is much better to explain your plan fully so everyone knows what to expect. For example, you can say, "I suggest we begin by reviewing the key points from today's lecture and then talk about the parts we found difficult." This type of sentence is organized, polite, and helps everyone understand the material before moving on to harder topics. When someone in your study group is having trouble understanding something, offering help in a complete and respectful way makes a big difference. You might say, "I know this topic is challenging, so I can explain it from a different perspective. Please let me know if this makes it easier to understand." Using full and thoughtful sentences like this creates a supportive learning environment and helps everyone feel comfortable asking questions. This is an important part of advanced English communication in college. You also need clear English in seminars and workshops. After a presentation, instead of saying, "I don't get it," you can ask your question in a polite and professional way. For example, you could say, "Thank you for the presentation. I found the analysis helpful, but I would like more explanation on how the methodology was used in the case study. Could you provide an example or explain the process further?" This type of question shows respect, interest, and the ability to communicate clearly. When talking to speakers or workshop leaders, using complete sentences also helps you build good connections. You could say, "I really appreciated the insights you shared today. I am especially interested in the strategies for sustainable urban development. Could you recommend additional readings or resources that would help me understand the topic better?" This shows curiosity and professionalism. Even everyday conversations with classmates benefit from complete sentences. Instead of saying short phrases like, "That's interesting," you can expand your thoughts. For example, you might say, "I liked your point about renewable energy solutions. Could you explain how these strategies might work in our local community?" Longer, clearer sentences help continue the conversation and show that you are thinking deeply about the topic. Using clear English is also important outside the classroom. When you meet a professional you want to learn from, it's good to introduce yourself politely and give some background. Instead of just saying your name, you can say, "Hello, my name is Alex, and I'm a junior studying political science. I'm very interested in your career, and I would appreciate any advice you have for students who want to work in international organizations." This introduction shows respect and leaves a positive impression. If you want to ask follow-up questions, complete sentences are equally important. You might say, "Could you please share some strategies or resources that helped you succeed in your field? I want to apply your advice to my studies and future career." Sentences like this show that you are serious about learning and able to express yourself clearly. Strong English skills are also useful at career centers or internship offices. When asking about opportunities, you could say, "Hello, I'm interested in internship programs related to international relations or policy analysis. Could you tell me about available positions, application deadlines, and the skills that employers look for?" This type of sentence is professional and helps staff members give you the information you need. Overall, using complete, polite, and clear sentences helps you communicate effectively in college, whether you are studying, asking questions, speaking to professionals, or looking for internships. These skills help you avoid misunderstandings, show respect, build confidence, and succeed academically and socially. Practicing these habits every day will make your English stronger and help you participate fully in all college activities. Using polite and complete English sentences is very important because it helps you communicate clearly and shows that you are serious about your goals. For example, when talking to someone about your career or academic plans, using full sentences makes you sound confident and professional. Instead of asking very short questions, you can say something like, "I would appreciate guidance on how to improve my resume and cover letter for internship applications. Are there any examples or templates you recommend for students in my field?" This type of sentence is polite, clear, and shows that you are proactive about improving your application materials. Using complete sentences also makes your communication more effective. It helps the other person understand exactly what you need, and it shows that you are thoughtful and organized. These qualities are important when you are studying, planning your career, or asking for support from teachers, advisors, or career center staff. Advanced English is also very important when working in groups on assignments or presentations. Instead of giving short and unclear instructions like, "Do this," or "You do that," you can use a full sentence that explains the plan more clearly. For example, you could say, "I suggest that we divide our research project based on each member's strengths and interests. This will help everyone contribute effectively and allow us to finish the project more efficiently." This kind of communication helps the group avoid confusion, makes responsibilities clear, and improves the overall quality of the work. Using clear English in teamwork also shows leadership and respect. It demonstrates that you can communicate ideas professionally and work well with others. These skills are valuable not only in college, but also in your future job, where teamwork and communication are often essential. Whether you are introducing yourself, asking questions, requesting help, or working with a group, strong English skills help you make a positive impression. They show that you respect the people you are talking to and that you take your work seriously. Speaking in full, polite, and organized sentences builds your confidence and helps others understand your ideas without confusion. Learning to express yourself clearly in all these situations, introductions, questions, requests, and group discussions, will help you succeed in both academic and professional environments. This skill will benefit you throughout your life, not just while you are studying. The more you practice using thoughtful and complete sentences, the easier it will become to communicate effectively, work well with others, and achieve your goals.